genius is a flower of great rarity that grows in the most unlikely places. Recognition of genius is an accolade that usually becomes a posthumous award. Certainly, this is true of the man called simply O.Henry, master of the tale with a twist, and one of the greatest storytellers of all time. The O.Henry Playhouse, dramatizing some of the most diverting stories ever told. I shall let him tell his own story just as he told it to me. His name's Tom Berryman. I should say one of Fortune's darlings, being everything most of us wish we were. Young, rich and personable, liked by most men and chaste by most women. A thoroughly unlikely subject for a severe case of neurasthenia. Here then the story, which I shall call Let Me Feel Your Pulse.
It was terrible, terrible.
What was wrong with you, Tom?
Well, that's just it, nothing, but I was terribly ill. I couldn't work, sleep, eat, play polo, or anything.
Now, that's serious.
Oh, deadly. Yet the only way I could get sympathy from any of my friends was to go without shaving for 4 days. Even then somebody would say, "Oh, man, you look as hardy as a pine nut. Been up for a jaunt in the Maine woods, huh?"
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
So what'd you do?
I went to a doctor.
That's logical.
It was fascinating. Of course, I have a special feeling for that doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You see, he was my first. He was a young doctor, somewhere between 20 and 40. He wore very bright socks, but he looked like Napoleon. I liked him immensely.
That's good.
After a bit, he brought out a bottle of whiskey and gave me a drink. Then I began to like him even better. Then he put a tight compress gadget on my upper arm and pumped. Oh, gee, that hurt.
How long had it been before you took any alcohol into your system, Mr. Berryman?
Alcohol, doctor? Well, quite a while, I guess.
Well, what I've just shown you is the effect alcohol has on the blood pressure.
Well, isn't that marvelous? Oh, but do you think it's a sufficient test? What I mean is, have one on me, and let's try the other arm, huh?
Certainly not.
Oh.
In any case, Mr. Berryman, for your age, height, and weight, I should say your blood pressure is quite normal.
Normal?
In fact, judging by your test so far, I should say you have every prospect of living to be 90.
Oh, gosh, can't you do any better for me than that?
Well, the hemoglobin test looks promising.
You found something wrong, Doctor?
Yes, Mr. Berryman. The color of your blood.
Well, I know it should be blue, but this is a country of mix-up. You know, some of my ancestors were Cavaliers, but they got thick with some people on Nantucket Island. You see,
in layman's terms, that the shade of red is too light.
Oh, well, it's a case of matching instead of matches, huh?
Very amusing, Mr. Berryman.
On the contrary, Doctor, I'm wondering if the, whatever it is my flesh is heir to is indicated by this, blood thing is, necessarily fatal?
Oh, I shouldn't think so, Mr. Berryman.
Oh, I'm very relieved to hear you say so.
As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to suggest a sojourn at a sanatorium, where you will get complete rest for a while and allow your nerves to get into better condition.
That's what you recommend, Doctor?
Decidedly. Indeed, I have a sanatorium in mind in which I have an interest. In which I'm interested. I shall even, Mr. Berryman, transport you there myself.
You will?
Yes, indeed. This way, Mr. Berryman.
The sanatorium was in the Catskills, on a bare mountain frequented only by infrequent frequenters. My doctor was most agreeable. He gave me a stimulant without applying the compress to the arm.
Oh, really?
And a sound rose like a sudden windstorm among the pine trees. Mm-hmm. It was produced by only other guests whispering very loudly, "Neurasthenia." Except one man with a nose whom I distinctly heard say, "chronic alcoholism." I hope to meet him again. And then I was conducted to the workshop.
All our guests, like you, are suffering from nervous reaction, Mr. Berryman. Here, they find relaxation by devoting themselves to physical labor.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
The lady making pies in the corner is the celebrated Lulu Lullington, the authoress of the novel entitled Why Love Loves.
You don't say.
What she's doing now is simply to rest her mind after performing that piece of work.
Yeah, I've read it. Why doesn't she rest her mind by writing another one?
The gentleman pouring water through the funnel is a Wall Street broker retreating from overwork. Now, what are you doing, Mr. Berryman?
Oh, putting my wallet in a safe place.
Those others you see are architects playing with Noah's Arks, ministers reading Darwin's Theory of Evolution. Oh, and that fellow pulling the little red wagon around the room is a very prominent artist indeed. Now you look pretty strong, Mr. Berryman.
Oh, but I assure you, Doctor...
Very strong. I think the best mental relaxation for you would be throwing small boulders over the mountainside and then bringing them up again. Mr. Berryman, where are you going?
I'm going to catch the first train back to town.
Yes, well, now what you need...
Yes, Doctor?
What you need is sea, air, and companionship.
Oh, I see. What, a mermaid?
As it happens, I'm interested in the very place.
Oh, yes, there's no doubt about it, no doubt at all. What you need...
Yes, Doctor?
...is absolute rest.
Yes, Doctor.
Absolute rest and exercise.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, sir, and what may I do for you?
What I need is absolute rest and no exercise. Give me a single room with a bath.
Certainly, sir. Any particular kind of room, sir?
Yeah, I'd like a room with one of those tall folding beds in it. And a relay of bellboys to work it up and down while I rest, okay?
Oh, wise guy. Another crack like that and you'll need a doctor. Diet. That's the answer. Now, I want you to follow this diet chart strictly, Mr. Berryman.
I'll follow it a mile if I can get 1/10 of what's on it.
And I shall give you a prescription which you will find of great benefit. Above all, you must have...
I know, Doctor. Fresh air and exercise.
Well, if it isn't Tom Berryman, how is it, Tom?
You're asking me how I feel. It's terrible.
Don't tell me. I can see it. You look as hardy as a pine knot. Been for a jaunt up in the Maine woods, huh?
So, for the first time since we both left school, I went down south to John's.
John?
John is my friend, yeah.
I see.
John is also mica, which is more valuable and clearer than gold. He has a farm 7 miles from Pineville, a big neighborless cottage surrounded by 100 mountains. Well, John met me at Pineville, and we drove up the rest of the way to his home.
Well, old chap, how does it strike you?
All that air! Are you kidding?
Come on, out you get. After you've had a rest, I'll show you round. My alfalfa. I'd like you to see my alfalfa, Tom.
Alfalfa? Oh, yeah, wasn't she in the chorus?
Green, you know, and tender, and you plow it under after the first season.
I know, and the grass grows over it.
Right. Say, you know something about farmers after all.
I know something of some farmers, and a sure scythe will mow 'em down one day.
Good to have you here, old chap.
Good to be here, old chap. I say, who's that?
Amaryllis.
You serious? Well, she's grown up or something, hasn't she?
Even kid sisters don't stay 12 years old forever.
Hello, Tom.
Why, Amaryllis, you've certainly grown up, or something.
Seems like there isn't very much else to do around here, Tom.
Well, at least you haven't changed, your name, that is.
I wish I could. It's such an awfully peculiar name. Oh, Tom, I'm sorry to hear you've been ill. What's the trouble exactly?
Nerves a little unstrung. Just a minor breakdown, that's all, honey. Couple of weeks up here and it'll be good as new. Better. Well, good night, old man.
John, don't go. Not for a minute, will you?
What's the matter? Something made you nervous? Shh. What are you listening to?
That silence. I haven't heard a silence before in years. You know, it's quite unnerving.
Oh, go to sleep.
Sleep? Oh, if I could only hear a star twinkle or a blade of grass sharpen itself, I could compose myself to rest. Oh, hey, what's that?
What? Didn't hear a thing.
Thought I heard a sound like a catboat sail flapping. Oh, it's probably only a tack in the carpet. Good night, John.
Good night, old man. Sleep tight.
Yeah, sleep. Oh, oh, brother. So, as I was saying, Doctor, I'm told that you were the best practicing physician available in Pineville.
Oh, my dear sir.
Doctor, I have slipped away from my friends to consult you because I am desperately in need of medical advice.
Oh, really?
I've been to the farm outside Pineville 1 week now, and I begin to be alarmed. I am eating and sleeping well, and actually beginning to enjoy life, which for a man in my condition will never do, Doctor.
I don't believe I
Fortunately,
understand.
with all my experience in the medical field, I know exactly what to do, and here I am.
Well,
Doctor, I have cirrhosis of the heart, indurated arteries, neurasthenia, neuritis, acute indigestion, and convalescence.
Oh, dear. Oh,
I am going to live on a strict diet. I shall also take a tepid bath at night and a cold one in the morning. I shall endeavor to fix my mind on pleasant subjects.
Oh, that's
I intend
fine.
to take one phosphorus pill 3 times a day, preferably after meals,
Yes,
and a tonic composed of the tinctures of gentian, cinchona, calisase, and cardian compound.
Yes.
But thank you so much, and don't hesitate to send your bill. Good day, Doctor.
Oh, good day.
Oh, Doctor, why, what's the matter? You seem nervous.
Nervous?
I forgot to mention with respect to my treatment that I shall also take absolute rest and lots of exercise. Good morning. I must say that my consultation with the Pineville doctor made me feel much better.
Oh, good.
The reestablishment in my mind of the fact that I was hopelessly ill gave me so much satisfaction that I almost became gloomy again. Well, there is nothing more alarming to a man in my condition than to feel himself growing well and cheerful. Unfortunately, the tonic mountain air, the wholesome food cooked by John's little sister, whose name was Amaryllis,
Yes, you told me.
and the daily walks we took among the hills so alleviated my malady that I soon became utterly wretched and despondent.
I expect it is very dull here, Tom. I mean, even I find it very dull here sometimes, even though I was born in these mountains and probably couldn't be happy anywhere else.
But dull? Look, that has got nothing whatever to do with it.
Oh, I expect it has really, Tom. I mean, for a man of the world like you.
Not at all, Amaryllis.
Oh, yes. I know you are a man of the world.
Oh, nonsense.
Well, it's very nice of you to say so, but I know it. So it must be dull. I mean, with just the farm hands and John and me and, well, the White Orpingtons and whatnot.
I assure you I do not find it in the remotest degree dull.
Oh, Tom.
And even if I did, I assure you my condition isn't as simple as that. Now, my symptoms... I say there's a house down there.
Yes.
I never noticed it before.
We never came this way before.
Oh, somebody lives there.
Oh, yes, Dr. Tatum's lived there ever since he retired, ages ago.
Doctor?
Just a simple old country doctor. I'm afraid the new men in Pineville think he's pretty old-fashioned. Oh, they did before he retired, ages ago.
Well, do you know him, Amaryllis?
Dr. Tatum? Oh, of course, I've known him all my life. That is, as a friend. Somehow, John and I don't seem to have had much need for a doctor.
Very interesting. A doctor?
Oh, now, Tom,
Yeah?
you're not
Oh, no. Whatever gave you that idea? It was simply interesting, that's all.
Oh.
Unusual. A doctor living on a mountain? Well, merely a matter of interest, that's all. Dr. Tatum.
Oh, looky here, brother. I'm over the hill. Ask anyone. I'm retired. Go see one of those smart colleagues of mine in Pineville.
I did. Well, that is, I won't take up much of your time, Doctor. In fact, with all my experience, I can save us both a lot of time. Diagnose my case, touch my nose with my right forefinger, strike myself below the knee to make my foot kick, stick out my tongue, and songe you out in the price of cemetery lots in Pineville, all in 5 minutes flat.
Brother, I can see you're in a mighty bad way.
I am?
A mighty bad way.
Well, Doctor, it was a long haul to get up here to see you, but it's going to be worth it. I know it.
Mighty bad.
Am I in any danger?
Considerable.
Oh.
There's a chance for you to pull through, brother, but it's a mighty slim one.
Oh, now, what can it be? I have taken antibiotics, arsenic and gold, phosphorus, exercise, nooks for chemo, hydrotherapeutic baths, rest, excitement, codeine, and aromatic spirits of ammonia. Is there anything left in the pharmacopoeia?
Somewhere in these mountains, there's a plant growing.
A plant?
A flowering plant that'll cure you. And it's about the only thing that will.
Imagine that. A flowering plant.
It's of a kind that's as old as the world. But of late, it's powerful scarce and hard to find. You and I will have to hunt it up.
You mean go out in the mountains and look for it?
That's right, brother. If you want to pull through.
I do, Doctor, I do, but you...
I'm mountain bred, brother, and tougher than I look. I'm not engaged in active practice now, but I'll take your case.
Oh, Dr. Tatum, I can't thank you enough. You've given me hope.
Mind you, it may be rough. You'll have to come up here at dawn every day and help me hunt this plant till we find it.
At dawn?
At dawn, brother.
It's a paralyzing thought, Doctor, but if you can do it for a patient, I guess I can do it. Well, I've got to, haven't I, if I want to live.
Well, that's about it, brother. Those city doctors, they might know a lot about these newfangled scientific things, but they sure don't know much about the cures nature carries around in her saddlebags.
I believe you. I have every confidence in you, Doctor, and I place myself in your hands.
Dawn tomorrow, brother.
Tomorrow, at dawn. Well, now, every day the old doctor and I hunted the cure-all plant among the mountains and valleys of the Blue Ridge.
Every day.
Uh-huh. Together we toiled up steep heights so slippery with fallen autumn leaves that we had to catch every sapling and branch within our reach to save us from falling. Oh, we waded through gorges and chasms breast high with laurel and ferns. We followed the banks of mountain streams for miles. We wound our way like Indians through brakes of pine. Roadside, hillside, mountainside we explored, all in the search for that miraculous plant. Oh, Doctor, you were right. That plant's grown deucedly scarce and hard to find.
Warned you, didn't I?
You did, you did. Oh, but a solid month, day after day, and never hide nor hair of it.
You want to give up, brother?
I just want to rest for half a minute. But, Doctor, don't you ever get tired?
I'm mountain bred, brother. You want to give up?
No, I can't. Doesn't my life depend on finding that plant?
It does that, brother.
Besides, if you can do it... All right, Doctor. Excelsior.
More flapjacks, Tom?
For heaven's sake, Amaryllis. The man's gone through the best part of a side of beef, 4 potatoes whole, cabbage, cauliflower, bread and butter, apple pie, cream, half a dozen flapjacks.
Tom's convalescing, John. He must build up his strength. Tom? More flapjacks? Tom?
Good grief, Amaryllis. The man's dropped off to sleep in his chair. He's obviously exhausted.
Oh, you were right, Doctor. That plant is hard to find.
It is that, brother. Must say you're standing up to it better.
Well, it's a matter of life and death.
It is that.
Well, shall we get going?
Guess if you can, I can, brother.
Doctor, what if that plant is extinct?
Oh, never say it, brother. We'll find it, if it kills the pair of us.
Well, one evening after I'd got back from a 6-mile tramp with the doctor, Amaryllis and I took a little walk under the trees near the road. Oh, the stars, well, they were close enough to pick. And we looked at the mountains. Amaryllis and I, at the 100-odd mountains drawing their royal purple robes around them for their night's repose.
There's no sight on earth quite like it. Nothing quite like it. Tom?
Amaryllis?
Oh, Tom, I'm so glad you're well again. I tried to hide it, but when you first came here, I was really frightened. I thought you were really ill.
Well again!
Tom?
Well again! Do you know that I have only one chance in 1,000 to live?
Oh, surely.
1 in 1,000?
Oh, but Tom, why? Tom, you're as strong as one of those plow mules, and you sleep 12 hours every night, and your eating is out of house and home. What more do you want?
More? What more? Look, I tell you that unless we find the magic, that is the plant we are looking for in time, nothing can save me. The doctor said so.
What doctor?
Dr. Tatum. He's been telling me so for 6 weeks.
Dr. Tatum? Oh, Tom, is that why you go so early every day?
It is.
Is it he who takes you on those long walks and climbs that have brought you back to your health and strength?
That have what?
God bless that old doctor.
Just a minute. Amaryllis, just a minute.
Oh, there he is now, in the same old horse and buggy he used to drive around in before he retired.
Now, just a minute, Amaryllis. If you
Hello,
think I'm...
Doctor.
Oh, hello there, sister.
Hello there, Dr. Tatum. I'll be on hand as usual in the morning at the usual time.
That's the stuff, brother.
Well, come on over.
I'd like a word with the young woman.
Me, Doctor?
Just a word.
Oh, yes, Doctor. You'll excuse me, Tom?
Go right ahead.
Coming, Doctor.
Oh, well again. Well again. A very fair indication of how much females understand.
Amaryllis.
I must say I have a slight interest in what Dr. Tatum said to you, and why he drove off without a word to me. I must say, you look very pretty in the lamplight.
The doctor said that you needn't call anymore as a patient, but he'd be glad to see you anytime as friend.
Needn't call anymore as a patient?
Then he told me to look up my name in the encyclopedia and tell you what it means.
What does it mean?
It seems to be the name of a genus of flowering plants.
A flowering plant?
And also the name of a country girl in Theocritus and Virgil. Tom, what do you suppose the doctor meant by that?
I know what he meant. I know now, Amaryllis.
Well, go on, Tom. Finish your story.
It is finished. Or is it just begun? One last word, my friend. One word to a brother who may have come under the spell of the unquiet lady Neurasthenia.
Say on.
The formula was true, even though gropingly at times. The physicians of the walled cities have put their finger on the exact medicament.
Which is?
For the exercise, one is referred to good Dr. Tatum on Black Oak Mountain. Take the road to your right at the meeting house in the Pine Grove.
Absolute rest and exercise?
Absolute rest. What rest more remedial than to sit with Amaryllis in the shade, and with a sixth sense read the wordless Theocritan idyll of the gold-banded Blue Mountains marching orderly into the dormitories of the night.
The world of O.Henry was a fascinating forum in which the poor and the wealthy, the sad and the gay rubbed shoulders in the most diverting fashion. Each had a story to tell. This was one of them, brought to you in the O.Henry Playhouse. This was an Artransa production, dramatized by Kay Keavney and produced by Jim Bradley.